G'day, guys. So we're back. Ultimately Spoken 3. Got a few different ideas that we're covering today. And one of the most interesting ones has been just switching from uh, driving a car to work every day to going back on the bus. And it might sound simple, and it is. I've just had to, in between having cars, when one goes down, you have to make do. You still need to go to work. There's nothing that can change that. And it's been very interesting. I think it's something that you take for granted in Melbourne specifically. There is a situation with PT where you can't get to, one spot to another spot or in a lot of different places without quite a complex PT route. I have to take three buses. And it's really demonstrated to me the importance of being organized. And I've actually been arriving to work even earlier, which is interesting. I think having a vehicle is paramount to growing up, and although it's a rite of passage to get your license in Melbourne specifically, how often do you really, I guess, acknowledge the beauty or the brilliance of having something that can take you around? In later years, it was a horse or a donkey or maybe even an elephant. But these days, it's everyone's got a car, and with that, when you really need a car, you learn quite a lot more about cars, and everyone's moving to their BYDs and their Teslas and their hybrids and all these electrical components in their cars. Um, it'd be interesting to see what the future has in store for us regarding that. Whether cars will, I guess, I don't know. It seems like it should be simpler now, but I guess when you have a market for something and it's about making a profit for your investors, it just changes the game a little bit. Um, you know, well, that's what I imagine it to be anyway. But it was hard at first. Definitely is a bit stressful, especially when you're not too familiar with the bus timetables, especially when you're taking three buses as well. But there's I've noticed that you definitely take in more of the music that you listen to when you're listening to it, and because when you're driving, you're actually driving, so that takes a lot of focus and attention from you. But when you're on a bus, you obviously don't have your hands on the wheel and feet at the pedals, and it just changes the experience entirely. And now more than ever, I've wanted to explore, but can't really do that when it's harder to do when I don't have a car. So I'm very excited to get a car this week and to really embrace the liberty that brings into the picture. So I thought that was interesting to mention. Something else, consistency is an incredibly uh, rare phenomena for anyone. Isn't a guarantee. So consistency, um, whether that be friendships, you committing to your passions, it's not easy. You can power through a lot of things in life really hard, and that doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to get to the other side of it. Um, it's important to try. It's important to try and make things, I guess, to build things, to really commit to the things that you're trying to achieve. And that really ties in well with a word that I learnt today. Not today, sorry, a couple of days ago. That I'm kind of defining every day since, because it's so incredible. When we think of the word decision, we might think of opt, choose, a different variation of selection. Decision is about after the choice has been made. It means that you've cut off the other potential paths. So when you decide, you've cut off the other options. And it's interesting to think of that parallel. When you think about people in relationships, they may choose to be with someone, but they haven't decided they want to, I guess, cut off the other paths. And one of the paths might just be searching. If you make a decision to be with someone, you're also cutting that off as well. And so, yeah, the etymology. So the etymology means the uh, the history of the word, or like the roots of the word. It means to cut off. Decision, incision, circumcision. these all come from the same word to cut off. And yeah, so when we're deciding something, or when I'm deciding, or when I'm stuck in a moment, if I can remember the word decision, I realize that it's not about choosing, it's about removing other pathways so I can fall forward into one. So, following from last week's video about making videos and the complexity of it, um, yeah, I'm just going to keep trying to do this and, sharing my thoughts of the week. And I think that's a good way to go about it. Today, what I've been doing is, you know, I did part of my PT course, which went well. Was there for quite a few hours and got to practice actually instructing someone in a gym setting for the first time. And it was great. Obviously, you get nervous when you think about telling someone instructions, especially outside the classroom. It's a bit different. And what I was doing differently to the other uh, people that were, I guess, in amidst their learning, was I would do it with them. So others would just stand there and instruct, or maybe like do a demonstration and then stand back and let the person do it. I would actually, like, if they were doing lunges, I would join in. I did the lunges with them. I wonder if that's going to be something that I continuously do, and like I don't mind it at all because it means I get a workout every time that they do, and I'm sure that'll make me incredibly strong as well. But yeah, since coming home, I had plans, but yeah, I've been sick this week. I think I had a lot of realizations, and one of them was that I need to rest. That maybe sometimes when you get lost between, say, the phone, the computer, your streaming services, what to eat, what to do, you just need to have a nap. Just need to sit there, and whether or not it's with music in the background doesn't necessarily matter. It's more so about having a bit of time dedicated to rest, meditation, reflection. And when we think of meditation, I think of a nap more and more. So that rest, I like to imagine that my brain, when I shut my eyes and allow myself to be there present, that my brain is actually, because my brain is alive, I'm alive, conscious, and it puts into place all the things that have happened across the day, shifting things to where they belong, and things that aren't quite right may come to the surface of my awareness, and I can think about them. And thinking about them, sometimes I can imagine it like a river. If all our thoughts and all our ideas and all the different ways that we can imagine things are all the streams of our mind, and I guess that could be connected to energy too. There might be some things that have a bit of a blockage. Maybe the beavers have built a dam there. They wanted to collect energy here, or energy was stuck there. And with a bit more energy, a bit more thought, might become a bit uncomfortable just before the dam breaks, and you think it through. But you know, that's implying that the thing that you're thinking about isn't too painful. The thing that you're becoming aware of isn't too uncomfortable where you need to look away or think away and distract yourself with something else, which is totally reasonable. We've all been through many things in our lives. In the meditation, the nap time gives us time to observe it from a few different perspectives as well. Maybe we come to better understand it. We remember the lessons we've learned about reflection and how we can change our perception of things and how we can accept who we are. We can still remember the lessons that we've taught ourselves and that others have taught us, and accept it all within ourselves. Once again, not saying it's easy, but certainly possible. Um, yeah, I think I'm gonna make this one a shorter one, and but I'm going to sign off with a song again. Did not even warm up this time, so it's a bit interesting. I do want to see my hands, where they go. Ooh. Take me on a merry trip away. Made me think about what I learned today. The things that I saw, the things that I heard, whether I walked or flied like a bird. Today's come and gone, but there's many different reasons to shine bright in the sky. Many reasons to keep your eyes open tonight. Think about everything, think about nothing. Think about everything or nothing. Think you're merry, questions away. Let yourself sing about whatever came, whatever's gone. What do you miss? Who do you want to give a kiss? Singing to remind myself that I've got a lot to give. Singing to remind myself that I want some kids. Bringing to remind myself that it's a long journey that goes. And it flows as we go. And it flows when we know. But when we don't, that's okay. Just stay on your way. Sometimes you want to give up. Sometimes you feel like you've done enough. Sometimes you don't want to give up. But do what you want, say what you say, go on your own merry little way. Number 3, we'll call this, I'll think about it. Peace out.